you feel like you found your artistic partner?
I have found my okay. So there's a lot there. I found my partner, and both of us lately have talked about how art itself is not as interesting to us. I mean, she comes out of a theater background.
Oh.
I mean, she's an actress, and she was a professor of theater and voice in back in Indiana, and so she's. I mean, both of us are kind of over the arts, which is an interesting thing to say. It doesn't mean neither of us. It doesn't mean we don't believe there's value in the arts, but it's like a subset of what really is going on right now. Like how do we? Well, she'll talk about this. The third space. It's not my point of view or your point of view. It's the space that requires both of us between, that we can only come up with a solution in that space. It's not a compromise. This is a container that only you and I can make. And art, at least the way it's taught here and it's approached, is like it's like a bastard stepchild of what we need right now. And so, yes, there's a lot of tools that we get from art. Like you get tools from law or from medicine. These are tools of creativity and how to thread different things together, weave things together. But art itself is kind of it's an anachronism where we're at right now. I think we're in a larger space of creative consciousness more than we are in where we need art.
Give me a tour.
Well, it's really quick. I think you look marvelous, my sweet. So she just came out of hip surgery a few days ago.
Oh, right.
You are so not useful.
I know, I'm totally useful because I think this would be an interesting conversation with you.
Okay. Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
So, oh my gosh, I just asked Brian 1,000 questions. I asked him if he found his artistic partner, and he gave me a very interesting answer. So I'm going to ask you the same thing.
What is the question?
If you found your artistic partner.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I think I would also say, though, it's the artistic partner, and it's also somebody that moves through the world in a similar enough way that you can align. And also, how do I say this? It's not a binary relationship. So what you have is an example is if he makes a suggestion, I can trust that it's not just coming from his point of view in the world, but it's also coming from a larger listening to not just what is in our area, but also the things that we're here, that we're reading in the New Yorker, or, that is coming online in terms of what's going on globally and things like that. And so if he speaks it's something that isn't just coming from him, but it's coming from a larger space. So I would say, excuse me, the biggest thing about finding an artistic partner is finding someone who listens in a similar way. And that really changes the everyday moments of something, which is really, really exciting, because you can trust that voice, that it's not somebody that's trying to change you or shape you or comment on you or fix you, but they're speaking into a larger listening, which is, I've never really gone through a relationship like that before. And it changes the way then you listen to other people. So somebody else, a stranger, could say something and you could think, oh, wow, maybe that's a voice that is coming in, not from their point of view, but from actually a larger listening. So it changes the way one relationship can change all the relationships.
Brian, she's really a genius, like you said.
I'm not kidding. It's so my answer was that you aren't my artistic partner. You're my partner. And it's much larger. And I told Nicole, partly we're both kind of over art. at the moment?
Yeah, I think there's too much. I think this comes from, it's a residue from a backwards, or it's not backwards, but it's just too far and behind in education, where you have these separate classes, where you go over here for history and you go over here for math and you go over here for the arts. And the arts is an elective, and so we've really, separated and fragmented things that's not real, because when we make decisions, we go to narrative and story, and we go to the arts in our relationships, and we go to the arts when we have to make a difficult life decision, or we go to a philosophy. And so all of a sudden the humanities is something that everybody needs, not just, we need psychology or sociology in college, and so the way that we've got, education set up, I think it filters into our adult lives, where all of a sudden people are taking art retreats, and it just, the whole thing is so made up and not how we function as a species. So to break it up just doesn't seem to make any sense.